Good afternoon. You're watching LNA Now with Barry and Jenny. I am Jenny Nagel.
Always on mute.
Barry, we can't hear you. We were having technical connection issues before we went live. And
Always.
no,
Yeah, here, no.
it's the headphones. You guys, it's the headphones. Do you ever have these issues where you're trying to connect and you have multiple Apple devices and they just don't want to communicate? So this is where we're at. So Barry is reconnecting his microphone. And I will introduce him, Barry Eichner from Lip Gloss and Aftershave. Tiff, why don't you introduce yourself? You are here with us today from FACTORFIVE, but we go way back with you. So give us a little background about you and when you joined FACTORFIVE.
So a little bit of background. Like most of us who come to this industry, it's a condition or something that, brings you to aesthetics. For me, it was acne, and I just really wanted to help people. And so I went to aesthetic school and then, really just found this new love for education and found Factor Five and you guys. So I'm really excited to be here and share all the goodness of lip gloss and aftershave and Factor Five.
And if we can just talk about the glow that you have on your skin right now.
Oh, thank you.
If you
How
tell
about
me
now?
you did it, you're back
Got
with
you.
us.
But we were talking I'm so sorry, everyone. We were talking perfectly in the green room and we went live and then my microphone shut off. I apologize. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Tiffany. I was interrupting you.
No, 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 no. I think Jenny was
I was
saying.
asking her about her
Oh,
amazing glow. Last time I spoke to Tiffany and she had this glow, it was from the Factor 5 treatment that we'll be talking about today.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
but today, did you guys talk about what we're talking about today? Because I'm like, this is my thing, Jen, right?
Do
I
it.
told Tiffany, I said, I don't know, Barry might take over this presentation because
I
retailing at the
promise
top
not.
is,
So when we reached out to Factor 5 to talk to them about what they wanted to discuss in this webinar, it was Tiffany's brilliant idea because she, just like Jenny and I feel like we're like a trio of the same brain. She said, I really want to talk about home care. She said, we do so much when we talk about our professional treatments, but the professional treatments are only so good. We really need to make sure people are up on what their home care is. And so we strategized, and I said, in October, we're going to be talking a lot about long-term treatment plans. And we all know that over the life cycle of a patient, no matter what you do with them in the treatment room, if they're not using retail at home on a consistent basis and they're compliant to their home care protocol, they're not going to see the same results. And so Tiffany and I were like, yes, 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 yes. And so she's the queen of retail. Like, you own your own spa and you do incredible amounts of retail, don't you, Tiff?
I do. I love it. I feel, we've said this over and over again, it's the 80/20 rule. Like you can be in my treatment room so many times, but you're gonna touch your skin twice a day. I'm lucky to see you once a month. So it's very important and I can see
Right?
the results. Yeah.
and do you
So
find, Tiff, that your clients that are compliant and that you can see the measurable results when they come back? I mean, it's exponential.
Oh my gosh, yeah, so much so that I actually purchased a skin scanner just because I wanted to see it. I wanted them to see it. Sometimes they're like, "Yeah, I can tell," but this really is a modality that just has paid for itself
Mhm.
that shows them results. So,
Proof is in the pudding.
yeah.
Absolutely.
and then Tiff, you were also a featured esthetician for Saluma. And in that, you talked about how you actually sell Salumas to your clients.
Oh my gosh, I love Saluma. Yes. Uh-huh. I just think that that's a way that one thing that can keep the results going that is easy for them to do. You just lay there, right? There's just something easy for them to do. So,
So you mean to tell me that in addition to selling home care products, which generally range from between, cleansers like 30, 40,
yeah,
50, and then that amazing Factor 5 serum and the
yeah,
Factor 5 silk, like those
yeah,
are a few $100s, right? Because they're a really sophisticated product.
right.
You're selling like $50 to $200 products, but you're also selling like $1,500, $2,000
Yeah.
devices.
Mm-hmm. I think,
Jen, what are your thoughts on
yeah.
that?
If we can just talk about the fact that how often we have been preaching for the 9 years we've been doing this, Barry, that that estheticians, and I know because I was that esthetician that was scared to feel pushy and
Yeah.
scared to feel like I was like crossing a boundary. And I remember it was a webinar we were doing, and it was like, you are not in your client's pocketbook. Like, you have no idea what their financial situation is. So don't not spend their money because it feels expensive or it feels like it's a lot of money. We know the value as the professional. We're performing the treatments in the room. We know the value of home care. We know the value of LED, especially when it's incorporated on a regular basis. So do not spend your clients' money for them. Let them tell you what their budget is, and it may blow you away. So retail is so important. It's not something that you should feel pushy about. It's something that you should feel like you're providing additional education. And I think, Tiffany, you're here. I know you have so many tips and you've got guidance for the pros out there that maybe want some help of like, how can I do
Yeah.
without feeling pushy?
Yeah, and one thing that I'll reiterate again, but like you have to, have a mindset and a mind shift that you're a problem solver. They could have gone anywhere, they could have went online anywhere, but they came to you. You're the professional, so you have to have that authority and you have to know and believe in your products because I know these are going to deliver results. That's why I recommend them.
Exactly.
So this is not a theoretical webinar. These are actual strategies that have worked in a successful skincare business by an esthetician. So this is why I think you guys are going to learn so much today, because this isn't like an educator whose job is just educating and they're going to give you like a step-by-step process. This is like real life tips and tricks from an esthetician who's in the treatment room on a regular basis working on patients. I'm excited. So Jenny, are you ready to do the fun stuff?
Here we go, guys.
We have a couple of things. Is the audience ready? Audience, are you ready? So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to talk about the difference between chat and the difference between Q&A. Now, Q&A is where you put your questions, because Zoom will record your name, your email address, and your question, and then we can send that to Tiffany so that Tiffany can reach out to you and make sure that all of your questions are answered. But chat is where fun things happen. Fun things like, we want to do a roll call. We want to hear where everyone's from. I'm Barry from Fort Lauderdale. Jenny.
I'm Jenny from Margate City, New Jersey.
Tiffany.
I'm Tiffany from Vidalia, Georgia.
All right, you guys, now let's chime in. Usually people are chiming in already. So Jen, are we sure that we enabled the chat?
Wake up,
Like,
wake up crowd. Let me make sure everyone can chat with everyone. I don't know, maybe everyone is in the sleepy zone
Monday.
like I am in
perhaps
the
they are, because usually we have 20 people sounding off where they're from right away. So I'm not sure. There we go. Here
hey,
we
Nastasia.
Here
are.
we go.
There we go. We got Luann from Boston. And then who else we got?
Nastasia
Nastasia.
Rutherford, New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, she's asleep
Sweetheart.
with me today too in this dreary, stormy weather.
So maybe everybody's just, look, we got
Hey,
Carla.
Carla.
Carla, hey love, how are you? All right, you guys. So now we know the difference between chat and Q&A. So we've got that. Jen, anything else you want to say before we give Tiffany? Oh, did we do a screen share test?
She's gonna be ready to go.
All right, Tiffany, are you ready to share your screen?
I'm ready. Hey, Ann. Okay, here we go. Share my team.
Oh my God, it worked.
Like,
It
yay.
worked. Yay.
Okay.
All right, Tiff, this is yours. I'm gonna force myself.
Yeah, you
Did you
himself.
like
did it.
that?
You nailed
I
it.
muted myself. I'm gonna force you, shut up, go for the Tiff. It's
Okay. Thank you. So this is Send Results Home, how to recommend post-treatment care that sells itself. Just to highlight what Barry said. Number one, welcome. Like, thank you so much for joining us today on a Monday. It's usually your day off, but also federal holiday. So thank you for being with us. I'm very excited and thankful to be here. I've always looked up to Barry and Jenny on lip gloss and aftershave. So just being here is just thrilling. I invite you and encourage you to engage with us. Like Barry said, if you have questions, put them in the Q&A box. If we, for some reason, can't answer them, we'll always get back to you. If you want to learn more about Factor 5 or become a partner, wholesale.factor5skin.com is where you can find us, or reach out to me, Tiffany at Factor 5 Skin. And as always, this will be recorded and sent to you. So, I am Tiffany Underwood, Director of Education for Factor 5. I also am a practicing licensed esthetician and absolutely fell in love with Factor 5 in my treatment room because of the results that I saw and the confidence boost it gave my clients. I just firmly believe, I have this philosophy at SkinCo that, when you feel good, you do good. And that simple act of kindness can cause a ripple effect. And I saw that in my own life with a nonprofit that I founded where we give back to the oncology community through Tip Tips Chemo Bag. So I'm very passionate about education and results-driven treatments. But that is not why we are here today. We are here to learn about Factor 5. So who is Factor 5? We are a biotech company based out of Chico, California. One thing that is so unique about Factor 5 is that we own and operate our own laboratory. So this really gives us control and meticulous oversight over every ingredient that comes in and every formulation that we create. Additionally, not only do we own our own lab, we own our own production facility. So not only do we make the formulation, but then we package it and we ship that to you. So we really have a vertical integration, from beginning to end, and that just really allows us to deliver the most highest quality products to you, our valued customers. And I really do talk fast, so if I go too fast, just let me know, or stop me, Barry, Jenny, at any point you want to add anything. So our mission. So at our core, Factor 5, we humanize skincare, and we utilize human stem cell factors by reversing the 5 signs of aging. So the 5 signs of aging are wrinkles, age spots, skin laxity, skin thinness, and uneven texture, right? So as we age, our body naturally just produces fewer and fewer of these messengers. So these stem cell factors, ones that are responsible for creating collagen, elastin, firmness. So the depletion of these is what's really leading to those five signs of aging. So that's where Factor 5 comes in. We use ethically derived human stem cell factors and proteins and apply those topically, so your body, if you will, can just nourish itself and heal itself from the products that we use. So what do we use in our products? We use adipose-derived stem cells. So that's just a fancy word for fat. Actually, adipose-derived or fat-derived stem cells offer the widest array of proteins that are going to benefit your skin to repair itself naturally. Not only that, a fun fact, and I really wouldn't have known this, is that adipose-derived stem cells are the most concentrated than anywhere else in the body. So also it's ethically sourced, right? I mean, a volunteer's tribute, but I'm going to show you how we get the fat in this little graphic here. I love graphics. So we're going to start with liposuction because believe it or not, in California, there are a plethora of donors that want to undergo liposuction. So we only take healthy adults that have been pre-screened. They're 18 to 24 years old. And from there, with the consented donor, we have the fat. So you'll see that. This fat is collected. We send this to an outside source, so an outside lab that is going to test it rigorously in multiple safety screenings because we only want the best of the best, right? So then we collect that fat that is given to us in our lab in Chico that we own. We filter off the fat, discard that, and what's left are stem cells. So those stem cells are then put in an environment that they want to excrete or secrete these proteins and factors that actually heal the skin. So from there, that is what we collect. So I want to make sure that we understand this, that we collect human stem cell conditioned media. So the stem cells are taken off, and only thing that's left and captured are these growth factors and exosomes and proteins. So you'll see that in our little test tube here. And then that is what's put into our products. So we get the fat from a donor, we take it to an outside lab, it's tested, we receive it, we filter the fat from the stem cell, we put them in an environment to secrete proteins, then we filter off those stem cells, and that human stem cell conditioned media is what is in our products. Any questions? Anything? We're good? Okay. All right, so here is a little graphic that it's just an overview of what we have. So we have professional and retail products. So I'm going to start at the base here. So this is our professional product. So you're going to see Renew Dermal Solution on the left. This is a 2-step, no downtime chemical peel. Absolute favorite of mine. And then to the right, we have the latest launch from FACTORFIVE is the EXOFECTA. This is the treatment trifecta. It's going to have exosomes, copper peptide, growth factors, all with a sterile HA. And I'm going to get into more of each of these tiers. I just find it beneficial when I kind of know like what the overview of it is. So then in this second tier, we're going to spend a lot of time. This is where you have your post-treatment care. So this is perfectly curated 7-day post-treatment kit that you would use after that bottom tier or whatever advanced protocol that you're using. So this is really going to take the guesswork out of recovery and ensure that your clients are nourishing their skin, protecting their skin in that most critical healing window. Because we know that's really when the transformation happens, right? They're only with us for a little time, and then when their skin's healing, they're at home, and we really have to set the expectation on what to use for their skin. And then in this top tier, these are these beautifully curated retail items. So we do have a smaller SKU, but I will tell you they're so multitasking. They're perfect. I absolutely love our retail products, and that's really going to maintain the results through the time that your client's not with you. So I kind of want you to think the bottom tier is renewing, replenishing what your skin, or like really kickstarting that renewal process in your skin. That second tier, we're all about repair. And then that third tier, retail, is all about maintenance and consistency, okay? So, and one thing that I want to point out is that all three of these give your clients like visible results, right? So when they see results, that's really driving client retention. And when you have that client retention and they're coming back and they're using your retail products, that's really going to drive revenue. So I want you to kind of keep that in the back of your mind. And then this is RDS and EXOFECTA. So where we are is at that bottom tier. So in our third tier, our professional treatment tier. And I could probably talk about this slide, honestly, for 2 days. I love both of these products so much. So RDS, Renew Dermal Solution, this was actually the product that blew my mind with FACTORFIVE, and I had to be a part of this family. So this is a 2-step, no downtime chemical peel. It is safe for all Fitzpatricks. It's really going to be indicated for almost anything, all 5 signs of aging, acne, dullness, skin laxity, erythema or ruddiness to the skin. So this is going to have a 29% TCA, carrying in some hydrogen peroxide, kojic acid, and novel peptides. Once you kind of remove that, you can see it in the little vial because it's 2 steps. That's your first step. You remove that penetrating peel step. And this is really where I feel like FACTORFIVE is different, and a point of differentiation on the market is this RDS2. This is a beautiful product because it's going to have your human stem cell conditioned media to really nourish the skin, white tea, green tea to soothe and calm the skin after we just, injured it with a chemical peel, as well as copper peptide. So this peel can really be utilized in so many ways. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to reach out to me or, anyone at FACTORFIVE. We're happy, to help you. It's so versatile and just really can give you advanced treatment and results. So next, well, first let me point out the before and after. So this is my client, Sandra. She's amazing. She's always consistent and compliant with me, whatever I want to do. But you can see just like the reduction in ruddiness of her skin, she just looks more toned, youthful, clarity. I mean, look at her crow's feet. I don't see them. So again, this was easy for me. This is like a walking billboard. So just from her results, this is really driving more revenue for my business. Go ahead, Jenny.
Tiff, what was the time span between both sets of before and afters?
It was 6 chemical peels and 1 channeling. So 7 weeks. That was a series that we did.
And she's compliant with home care.
Yes.
Love her.
And it has really just driven me. She's a walking billboard, and she just recently opened a restaurant, and it's like I'm getting more clients that are like Sandra because she's attracting that like-minded type referral. So
Mhm.
it's really helped my business.
I love that. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So then when she sends out
Yeah,
referrals, it's like the people, yes, I love that.
love that.
Thanks,
Okay,
Tiff,
I'm
for the
feeling that.
clarification.
Okay, and then to the right, this is, like I said, the latest launch, the treatment trifecta, EXOFECTA. So, these are exosomes, growth factors, copper peptide, and what we do, what's unique about this product and how exosomes are stabilized in this product is that we use lyophilization or freeze drying. So basically, when these exosomes and growth factors and everything's at their highest potential to perform, right? We basically put them to sleep or freeze dry them and basically put them in their own vial, and we don't awaken them until we mix it with the sterile sodium hyaluronate. So that is how we have a shelf-stable exosome product. Because we know exosomes, they can be crotchety, a little unstable at times. So I like to think of them as like little messenger or like little UPS trucks that have packages to be delivered. And then growth factors are always going to be with, stimulate cell renewal and collagen production. And then copper peptide, if you're not familiar, I probably think this is one of my most favorite ingredients because it just really supports healing, calming any inflammation, and it really extends the anagen phase of hair. So it's a powerful product. I would say, this is really indicated for anything and anybody. It could be a booster to anything that you're doing. I really have seen amazing results with compromised skin, or you have a client that comes in with grade 3 or grade 4 acne for the first time and you're really trying to soothe them. This is an amazing product to have in your practice. And I just want to point out this before and after. This was the first time that I had ever used this product, and I was completely blown away. I was like, oh my gosh, here we go again with FACTORFIVE. I'm hallucinating, as I'm applying this product. Less erythema, firming, plumping, soothing. I mean, the only thing on her lips is the EXOFECTA. And I know, Barry, we tried this in, where were we? Vegas. All right. So that's just a little bit about our professional treatments.
Yes, it
Next,
was Vegas, and I loved what you did there.
yeah,
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
thank you. Okay, so now we're moving up that little pyramid, that graphic that I showed you. So we're going to spend a little bit of time and some slides in our post-treatment care because this is critical, right? We think of, or I have been this esthetician that's like, okay, well, they're in my treatment room, so you're done with your protocol, you're going home. No, really, that's where your treatment is going to begin. Your treatment plan isn't just in your treatment room. It extends at home. It extends for weeks after the treatment. So, excuse me. Your clients are going to, continue to have results. So it's so important to line up their post-treatment care. For me in my practice, I don't give them an option for this, like it's included in my pricing. And I'm going to get into that a little bit later, but this is what it is. It's part of your protocol and your treatment plan, and I'm the professional and I'm going to take care of you and see you through it. So I really believe that your clients need it to, like I said, ensure optimal healing. It's going to protect their results, reduce the downtime, and erythema or for whatever we're doing. And it's going to provide guidance that's also going to lead into trust. And so it's also going to protect you as a professional. Like, no more are you gonna get those texts like, oh my gosh, can I use my retinol tonight? Like, I washed my face with St. Ives and now I'm red and irritated. It's gonna eliminate all of that for you. This picture is what the inside of that post-treatment care box looks like. And I'm going to go through the days, but you can see everything is laid out perfectly, like with a graphic, exactly highlight what product to use and how to use it. So it really just gives you and your client trust and guidance on what to do in this most vulnerable state after you see them. So this is going to include a growth factor mask, a cleanser that's good for all skin types, a post-treatment serum, a nourishing silk, which is like a light emollient, a regenerative serum where you're going to start introducing more actives to the skin, and then the anti-aging cream, which is truly your traditional moisturizer. All right, so I'm going to quickly go through these days just to kind of show you and guide you how you would use this if this were your client. But I also want to point out to you a couple things. One, this is an awesome sample kit of FACTORFIVE and what they offer in their retail products. And I was about to say I've never, but I won't use that. I'll say 95% of the time that I send this home with my client, they're coming back and they're like, or when I do my follow-up, I'm like, hey, did you try the kit? What did you love? 99% of the time, they have bought at least one retail full-size item. And I'm going to get into that, but this is just how it's selling itself, how you're getting that passive retail income. So on the first day, so the treatment day, like all you want to think about is protect and soothe your skin. So basically like you're putting a Band-Aid on a fresh wound. So you're trying to protect it and help it heal faster, if you will. So we would apply this growth factor mask. This mask is amazing. Some of the key highlights and the ingredients are going to be human stem cell conditioned media, right? This is all about repairing, renewing. Aloe is soothing. Glycerin is going to be a light humectant. You're going to have a little bit of peppermint oil, so that's really going to soothe the skin. And then they can apply silk. So nourishing silk is I would say like an HA consistency serum, not really any actives. This is just going to be a light emollient, some green tea and peptides to just soothe and give a light hydration to the skin. All right, and then moving on to days 2 through 4, all about treating the skin, like really supporting that barrier, encouraging healing through that vulnerable state of what you have just worked on their skin. So we just really want to focus on keeping them calm and continue to improve, right? So we're going to use a gentle gel cleanser. This is the first product that I ever used from FACTORFIVE and absolutely was amazed by it. This gentle gel cleanser is going to not leave your skin stripped or feeling dry and tight. It's got aloe, slippery elm bark extract, some green tea, Ecmella oleracea extract. So this is good for any skin type, right? Just something gentle to cleanse the skin after whatever we've done to it, channeling, chemical peel, anything like that. So, and that is a retail product. And then they're going to use PT serum. Out of everything in the kit, the PT serum is the only thing that's not retail. You can use it in back bar, but it is such an amazing product because the ingredient deck is limited, but it's got a concentration of these growth factors and peptides to really accelerate the healing and reduce inflammation on days 2 through 4. And then again, we're going to hit them with that silk for a little bit light, emollient without, oils or anything like that. Nothing to irritate the barrier. Okay. And then on days 5 through 7, this is when, you're probably mostly out of that most vulnerable state, right? You've been cleansing and nourishing. Now it's time to introduce a little bit more to the skin. So I will tell you these 2 products, the serum and the cream that they're going to be using, those are my best sellers. So regenerative serum, I want you to think of this as a multitasker, right? I have a ton of male clients on this. They're going to use this twice a day, every day. This is Your human stem cell conditioned media is going to have peptides. I just drew a blank. What was I about to say? Sorry. Oh, sodium ascorbyl phosphate. So it's going to have a vitamin C and niacinamide. So this is a beautiful multitasking product. And then the cream, think of the cream as just your traditional moisturizer, but this is just amplified. It's going to have human stem cell conditioned media as well and peptides. So really right now we're just improving our results and really refining that firmness and tone to the skin. All right, the next one, don't pick on me, but I love my graphics and my little analogies. So the FACTORFIVE 7-day post-treatment kit bridges the gap between treatment and results. So in my mind, this is what I was thinking. I was like, okay, we have this bridge, and on one side you have your professional treatments. In this case, I'm referring to, RDS. I might have channeled in some EXOFECTA. And then on the other side of the bridge, we have these amazing results from Sandra on the right. And so this 7-day post-treatment kit is really bridging that gap. So it's really going to aid in the healing of their skin to get them those results in the most vulnerable state. So I just felt like a little graphic was going to help. Again, this is going to protect your results, accelerate healing. This is really building client trust. Like, they have clear home instructions. You're confident in what you're sending them home with. They're confident in you because you're confident. This is only going to drive retail and retention. Your clients are going to see the results and they're going to continue to be there. Go ahead, Barry.
I love the bridge analogy. I've never seen it before. And I think that if people understand that concept when they're talking about the post-treatment kit, that it's going to be what brings about the most, I guess, exponential results. Because yes, you're going to get results from the treatment, but if you use these products in the retail kit that you're talking about, and or if, like, let's say they don't have a kit and they want to get them to use a certain amount of products, they can, no matter what is being recommended for post-treatment care, it is the bridge to better results. And if they're paying for the treatment, they have to look at what their goal is. And if their goal is better skin, I don't know a person out there who's not going to say, no, I only want marginal results. I'm not going to get anything to use at home. I'm good with only looking 5 years younger as opposed to 10. Like, no one's going to say that. So I love that bridge concept. I think if people use that terminology, it really puts it into the customer's mind what the treatments, or I'm sorry, what the home care products actually do. I love that.
Oh, thank you. All right. So one thing is, like, I don't leave it up to chance. Like, this is what you get with me. You came to me as a professional, and I mean, I'm saying this in the most kind-hearted way. Like, you come to me as a professional and I want to take care of you. And this is the best way that I know how to do that and, achieve your goals. I just want to set them up with the tools and show them the way. So one thing that I really started to notice in my business is these 3 R's: results, retention, and revenue. And I'm sure my team's probably really tired of me saying this all the time, but there's something very powerful with your client that's being vulnerable with you in your treatment room. Like, I see time and time again, they come in and they just kind of have their hair in their face, or you can tell like there's something bothering them. And then when they start to see those results and their confidence changes and, things in their life start to change, their marriage is better, their friendships are better. They're seeing these results, right? And like I had touched on earlier, they see these results, you're empowering them. They're trusting you, which is only going to drive them, to be loyal to you, which is just continued retention, right? They're coming back to you time and time again. And every time you're doing these, go ahead, Mary.
So the thing that I loved, where you're bringing in the second R, retention, And then you're saying that you had that client that owns a restaurant and now her referrals are coming in. So you should actually do 4 R's:
Okay.
results, referrals, retention, revenue, right? Referrals, because that's a huge thing. Because
Yeah.
the other thing that I see is, if I were in the space where I saw 2 or 3 referrals from the same person and I knew that, and
Yeah.
there was that common understanding of, oh, I know I did the facial on the restaurant owner and you know the restaurant owner, I would say something like, as I was getting ready to talk about the home care, I would say, now you really liked, we'll call her Debbie. You thought Debbie's results were amazing. This is why, because she
Yeah.
understood that it wasn't just the treatment. It's this bridge of home care that you're using after the treatment to get those products onto the skin so that the skin can live in an
Mhm.
optimized fashion. So it's like actually using the referral to your benefit to
Oh, yeah.
get them to buy the products. And the thing that is, and I saw this time and again when I ran medical spas. I literally had an esthetician who had her clients, she would take them from busted to beautiful, and they would literally do whatever she said
Yeah.
and buy whatever she said. And
Yeah.
they would never in 1 million years consider buying a product from somebody else or some other avenue and putting it on their skin without
Yeah.
first discussing it with her, because she was their trusted professional. She
Yep.
was the one that got their skin to look the way it did. And so that person would do whatever they said. And
Mhm.
that is such an intangible when it comes to the professional's relationship with the patient. Here we go, Jen. Yes, girl. Like,
Now
come
we're
on,
getting started.
chime
So
in. Let's go.
this totally ties into the conversation when I hear a lot of estheticians say, well, that's available online, or this is available on Amazon, or that's available in.
This is what you're selling.
And it's like, well, wait a minute. Take
Yeah.
a step back. Like, you are the professional. And if you are having these conversations with your clients and creating these results, which are leading to
Mhm.
this retention, they're not going to be afraid, or you as the
Mhm.
professional should not be afraid that they're going to stray and cheat on you and go and buy these things that they're seeing elsewhere, because you have ingrained in them that, like, what I tell you to use is creating these results and you've provided the proof. So that ties into that too.
Mhm.
Yeah, 100%. Way to go. Keep
Yep.
going, Tiff. We're going to stay on camera
Okay.
because I feel like there's going to be some comments,
Okay.
Barry.
Um, really that's really it, I think. Just delivering the outstanding results, and then you're going to have that retention and the revenue. And that's where that retail side really has come in for me when I started using these kits. And then they're just like, oh my gosh, I felt, and it's in the follow-up too. Like, Barry, did you love the regenerative serum? What did you think? I would love to add this to your routine because of this, this, and this. So I'm educating you, the client.
That's key. So if you have that patient that you know you sent the travel kit home with, and their next appointment is, let's
Mhm.
say it's 3 weeks from from that treatment, you get them back in. How do you get them into more home care?
Oh, but it's all in the follow-up. Or I'm listening, right? Like every time I see them, it's a consultation. I'm listening to them and I'm like, okay, Barry, well, we talked about, we're having some skin laxity here, or this age spot that's popped up. This product, because of A, B, and C, is going to assist with that. This is where we put it in
Okay.
your routine.
So you do a follow-up. So before they come in, do you like go into your system and look what to see what you sold them to make sure that you
Absolutely.
understand? All right. So you do a pre-treatment checkup on what they have
Mhm.
currently, and then you ask about what's going on with it, making sure that they're using it properly, if they have any questions about it, and then you build on the
Yes.
list of products that they have by seeing, because one of the things I told my team was, we were completely computer integrated, and they had access to their own computer in the treatment, the therapist prep room. And so the girl said to me, now I ran spas in 2005 to 2011. We had this medical facility. And Amazon was a thing, but it wasn't what it is now.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, people can get these products on Amazon. And I said, well, the thing is Amazon doesn't have the patient in the room for an hour every couple of weeks. So what you should do is before they come in, you should print out what they're using and then consider the life cycle of the product. A cleanser lasts 30 days, a serum
Right.
might last 60 to 90. And then you double check to see like, how's the serum going for you? How's the moisturizer? You've had it for a couple of months. Do you need another one? And then also seasonality. We had so many clients who had summer homes at the beach. Um, and so we were like, do you go back and forth a lot? Do you want to just buy a second set for the beach house? And that way you don't have
Right.
to worry about carrying them. So that was the thing. But we just, Tiff, I'm going to interrupt myself. We just had a client or a viewer ask, how do you get them in the door the first time? Are you, I don't know your first name. Can you tell us your first name in the chat and what you mean about how to get a client?
Yeah.
You mean like how to obtain a client? I don't think that's really, if that's your question, I don't think that's really like what we're talking about in this webinar. We're really talking about the retail sales. We can definitely put you in touch with people who can help you increase your
Yeah.
bookings, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so those are great. So then you, during the treatment, let's say, for example, you're in the treatment and you're noticing, like you said, you mentioned that the client's concern is laxity. Do you start to introduce new products that like can help to stimulate the growth of collagen and elastin during the treatment so that when you're done with the treatment, it seems like a natural progression to talk about the product?
Yes, absolutely. Or, and a lot of my clients, like they talk the entire time because they're asking me questions because we've built this relationship, right? So that's how I've also sold a ton of modalities is because they're like, what do you recommend? I want to know what you use. What do you think makes a difference? And because I do use these products and I have seen the differences that I have, it's very natural. It's very, I know before they even get it what their skin's going to look like 90 days after.
So I have another question for you, Tiff. You keep talking about establishing yourself as the professional. And so that's an easy sentence to say, but let's say, for example, you have a first-time client that comes in the door with you and you have to have an interaction with them. What are some of the things that you do to establish yourself as the professional?
Number one, I think, God gave us two ears and one mouth. So I'm definitely listening and picking up on everything that they're saying. Um, hearing them, reading them, maybe some insecurities, what they love and what they might want to change. Um, so it's really in the consultation. And then
And what kind of questions are you asking in your consultations?
what are your lifestyle preferences? If we were to create a routine for you, are you like, I'm going to do a one and done? I want 15 steps. I want to know what I'm using and, the education behind it. I do ask, what's your lifestyle like? Are you outside all the time? Do you wear a hat? Sorry, I'm blanking. Of course, always allergies, medicine, medical history. Are they epileptic? Do they have a, sensitivity for
Do you ask anything about their nutrition or like
I
their,
do. I do.
okay. What kind of like what's your conversation around that?
Well, what's your typical intake of water, caffeine? What's a typical breakfast, a lunch? Like, are you a snacker? Are you more processed foods? Are you more whole foods? Or um, do you notice
And
a
do
difference?
do you see your clients like, because for me, you know, I always, whenever I go in for a facial, well, before, I mean, I usually only get facials like working with brands now, but when I used to go for facials, um, as like a regular customer, or even when I go someplace for a massage, I would really love when the practitioner would ask me all those questions because I truly felt like, if they can take that information
Mm-hmm.
and use it to give me a better treatment, like I had more respect for them. Like literally, I had more respect for them. Um, and it made me feel like they know what they're doing. I might be able to ask them questions. Like I might be able to pick their brain, so to speak. So do you see any kind of like visual reaction when you're asking, like when a woman comes in for a facial and you start asking her about her lifestyle? Is she
Yeah.
outside a lot? What's her water intake like? Does she wear SPF? Is she on any medications? What's her reaction usually?
Well, one, I want to back up and say one thing that I learned very quickly as an esthetician is that I used to do all my consultations like in the treatment room, I'm kind of like over them. No, when I do my consultations now, I'm lobby to lobby, sitting down face to face. We are equals, but I'm just saying like friends to friends, right? And so I'm asking all these questions, and it really brings down these walls between them. So we're kind of able to connect, and they by the time we go to my treatment room, they're like, I don't even care what we do today. Like, I trust you. And I'm not saying that in a boastful way, but like
No, that's genius.
I treat
And so
them, yeah, how I want to be treated. Like I want to be treated like I matter, like someone's listening to what I'm saying. Like the goals that they have and the complications they have, like they're real. They have an impact. Um, and I wish that is what I had for myself.
I love that. Now, let me ask you a question. How long do your consultations normally last?
I mean, um, first time clients, it could be 30 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
And so if it's a first time client, do you sometimes book out a longer treatment for a
oh,
first
for
time
sure.
client?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to retail, like who in the world would have thought that the how you book your appointments
Mm-hmm.
could be a factor in selling more retail? Because if you're rushing through that initial
Yes.
consultation because
Oh,
you're booked back to back,
you're done.
you're done, right? But
Yeah.
if you have the time to give that one-on-one to the patient, you're looking at, I have 30 extra minutes off of my day, right?
Yeah.
You think to yourself, wow, that's eating into another appointment where I could be making X dollars. But if you could sell $300 to $500 worth of retail
Yeah.
because of that 30-minute
Right.
session, that's brilliant.
That and and then I don't say this to like, oh, this is what I made. That is not the goal here. But like I had a new client the other day. She came in, I did my thorough consultation. We did the service, and then she bought all Factor 5 retail products. Like that was a chunk. But my goal, and I think where my heart is really their goal. So it comes very natural. I'm not thinking like, oh my gosh, like this minute I've got to make, it's not about that. And I think,
No, we've never mentioned I'm the one that brought up price. You were the
yeah,
one that was talking about meeting needs and getting to know the client. Like that's,
yeah,
and I think that is the heart of all of this is
right.
if a client truly feels like you're interested in them, they understand that your goal is their goal
That's right.
and they'll figure it out. You know what I mean? Like people, if
Naturally.
they always talk about like, um, people prioritize what's important to them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
so, if you see somebody walking in and you understand that like let's say for example, they walk in and they've got, a Louis Vuitton handbag, they're wearing a Rolex and they don't buy any retail. Well, maybe their skincare is not as important to them as like
Right.
fittings. But you see somebody walking in with like a bag that doesn't have a label on it and they're not wearing any kind of like flashy fancy
Yeah.
jewelry and they're the ones that buy the 6 series of the peel
That's
and a
right.
micro channel. They'll buy a
That's it.
Saluma to take home and $600 worth of product because the way that they take care of themselves is their
Yep.
priority. So it's back and forth. Here you go, Jen. Come on, girl.
I was saying you can't spend their money. You have no idea what they want to spend, can spend, are capable of spending. And if you learn through these conversations and through this listening, like Tiffany is saying, that they are on a budget, you start them slowly. You start off with the most
Oh,
important
yeah.
thing first and you build
Yes.
into it. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to tell you a funny story about selling retail. So we had a new esthetician um, on our team. And this goes hand in hand with what Jenny says about start them small.
Mm-hmm.
And the esthetician, we had a prescription card. where we had the list of, like, it was a
Yeah.
step by step, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of all the products that this customer was being recommended to use in their home care. And this new esthetician started with the cleanser, and she sold this cleanser. She was talking about how to use it and how many times to cleanse and the products, and it doesn't have this surfactant and it has all of these things. And the client was like, "Oh my God, I love it. I'll take it. But you know what? I'm really, I have to run. It's time, almost time for pickup. I gotta go." And she paid for the treatment, bought the cleanser, and left. And the girl was like, "Did you see I sold the product?" And I was like, "Yes, it was amazing. How excited are you to sell that $35 cleanser?" And then I said, one of the things that I would suggest is looking at the products that you want the client to use. And if they're only going to buy one, and usually it's where you start, pick the thing that's going to have the most impact on their skin and that's going to really help the skin the most so that they can see more improvement, because once they see that improvement, they're going to start to trust you.
Totally. Yeah, and come back. Okay, I saw a difference with this. What else do you have for me?
Exactly. So I looked at her, I said, "Now you have this." At the time we were carrying, oh, Jen, it was Skin Medica, and they had this like double thing. It was like
It's TNS.
$250. Thank you. But it wasn't just TNS, it was the TNS, it was the
Advanced.
tube pump one.
Yeah.
Yes. It
Yeah.
was amazing, right? We all love that product.
Yeah,
So,
295.
right?
$2.95 100 years ago.
That's how much it was.
It was yeah, I bought it over and over and over again, and I should have my, you know what, kicked.
You know what? We need to put Jenny Nagel in a timeout. Jenny, please mute yourself for 30 seconds because you just said 100 years ago. I'm not that old. But yeah, it was like in
Same,
2000.
Jenny.
It was in 2006. Okay. Yeah. So it was 19
That's a
years
long
ago.
time ago, guys.
19 years. Anyway, I said to her, I said, if you would have had her sell, if you would have sold her this TNS
Yeah.
advanced serum, like that is going to make way more of an impact
Yeah.
than the
Good
foaming
point.
cleanser that you sold her, because she was really trying to help her to get something to get the mascara off. And we had this like one cleanser they left. So that was, and she was like, "Barry," and then she was so open to the idea. She was like, "That was an amazing suggestion. Thank you." So
Yeah.
When
So
I
if you pick one, the most impactful for their goal, you know.
And you guys
yes,
see,
yes.
Luann just chimed in, and I love this comment. She said, "All my clients receive the post-treatment kit along with the treatment. They know how awesome the products are after using 3 kits during their series of 3. The Factor 5 products end up selling themselves."
Yes.
I think that's what you're
That's what
saying.
I'm
It's
saying.
like,
Yes.
get it in their hands with the kit,
Yeah.
and it sells itself.
It sells itself. Like, again, I'm not trying to like paint what I did in a day, but I did the RDS pill, the post-treatment kit, and they were like, "Oh no, like I've tried this before." And they bought the retail, we did EXO, we did RDS, like it was a phenomenal day. And I was like, okay, 2 clients and I'm done with my
There
day.
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, let's say, for example, somebody's watching this who may not be using Factor 5. First of all, you
Yeah,
should get to know Factor 5. But
absolutely.
let's talk about this. Let's talk about the fact that maybe you do have a peel that
Yeah.
you're using.
Yep.
And then you know that there's 2 or 3 home care products that, and the brand that you're working with doesn't have a kit. There's 2 or 3
Yeah.
home care products that are available, like that you sell. You can take those 3 home care products and lump them into the price of the initial peel so that you can get those out the door and use those with the as your bridge
Thank you for
products,
that.
your
Yes.
bridge products to that
Yeah.
exceptional results. So that bridge concept we're going to use forever. I might steal it from you, Tiffany.
Yeah. Well, I'm still in tribe and vibe, so
There you go. Oh, that one's old as the hills. That one's as old as Jenny.
is that
Uh,
what was I gonna, oh yeah, thank you for bringing that point up. Like the post-treatment kit is phenomenal for anything. Like, and I'm gonna get to there on the ROI slide, but
Oh,
I mean, it could be
let's
for
get you
anything.
then. Let's get you going then. Keep going.
Okay, I
ROI.
only have a few more. So really, service menu language. So this is kind of like showing you how to kind of like implement this and introduce this into your client. So, you know, our service menu is more than just a list of treatments, right? This is really your first opportunity to like set an expectation and, professionalism. So some things, and I want you to do it in your own brand voice, but like every advanced treatment comes with our post-treatment kit, to protect your investment or protect, heal, and enhance your skin with this treatment. So the strategy behind this is really to set expectations early. Your clients are going to understand that, hey, I'm getting this treatment and I'm going to have to do the post care, and this is going to give me results. It's also going to build trust. So you're positioning yourself as the expert that you are, and that you know what their skin truly needs. And one thing that I found is that it's really reduced client confusion or pushback. So you're communicating upfront, this is what we're doing, this is what it's included in your pricing. So I would include it in your pricing, period. And you know what, this is your homework, that you have to really tell them that they have to be compliant, and then they're going to touch their skin twice a day, and that's how they're going to get results. And then just kind of talking about how to, implement this. I say scripts, but it could be like with you talking to your client, your upfront team, your sales team talking to your client. We're problem solvers. Like I keep saying, your client comes to you with a goal. So, the goal is your client see your recommendations as part of a plan. This isn't a sales pitch. So you're giving them the tools that they need to succeed, but also, I lost my train of thought. Sorry.
I'm gonna
Go
hop in
ahead.
and let you get it back. I want everybody to take a picture of this slide because these are the kind of things, and that last slide was also amazing. But this slide right here is really wonderful ways, and you can take these and you can put them into your own voice.
Yes.
But these are suggestions. Because remember, I was asking Tiffany, like, how do you say it? What do they say? What are some things that you say? Like these phrases are wonderful to be able to like have the conversation that this product is something that you need and this is why. And so these are like, what is that? These are 5 examples, and I'm sure you could probably come up, and don't get me started on that 80-20 rule. I'm living for that. Like 80% of what we do and the results that we see are from what you do at home. And I will tell you that I had a CO2 laser done in March,
Mm-hmm.
and I was almost completely healed from that CO2 laser in about 8 days.
I saw
And
you.
that's unprecedented. And the only reason I was so healed is because I got my skin prepped
Mm-hmm.
prior to the CO2. And then I did an unbelievable recovery plan for home care from that. And you know what it included? It included FACTORFIVE
Mm-hmm.
Silk because I wanted those growth factors on my skin to really jumpstart all of
Yeah.
that healing process. So these are great scripts, Tiffany. I love these suggestions.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Yeah. What I was gonna say was that, don't think of like you're just selling products, because I really feel like, and I don't even like selling as this term, but I do feel like I'm selling or giving a confidence. I'm giving results to my clients. I'm giving them a peace of mind, which in turn, they trust me. I can't tell you how many times, and this is so rewarding for me as an esthetician, that we change goals that they have, and then just things in their life change for the better. And so it's just very, I don't know, rewarding. I couldn't pick a better job. So I firmly believe that there's a lot of, things that play into that, but these FACTORFIVE products has really helped me in my treatment room. So I want to do a quick ROI. I know we're coming up on time. Again, I can work with anyone on this, what they're offering. If they're not offering FACTORFIVE or they want to, they're not sure how to do this. But this is strictly based just on RDS, Renew Dermal Solution. The box is $400 for 15 treatments. So this is where I've got my information. So I'm just going to kind of break it down quickly. In the first column where you see your treatment and your post-treatment kit, those would really be on your service menu together. I think it's $240. That's what I would charge. If you're in a rural area, or you have a lot of competition, or an opening offering, you could do $240. I can guarantee you're gonna sell at least one retail product. So that's giving you $389 to the client. I mean, per client, you're making $389 minus your cost, which is here at the bottom. So for RDS, your PT kit and the retail, your cost is $141.17 per treatment. So you can see the profit on 5 clients is $1,239, which, I mean, you see what your cost was. And then the profit on 15 clients, and I chose 15 because there's 15 treatments in this RDS kit, is $3,700. I mean, it's phenomenal. And then you go, the middle column is average. So average people charge $250, and the 75, $325. And then at least one retail product, and you're looking at right at $5,000 for Renew Dermal Solution with that. Go ahead, Barry.
So in the second column, that's if you price your treatment at 250, and then the post-treatment kit, you're pricing it at 75, and then one retail product of 149. So the total revenue per client is 474.
Correct.
And then 5 clients, the profit is 1664.
Correct. And on my treatment menu, I would say, you know, RDS with your home care, as we had those little sample scripts, price it at $325. And
Wow.
you know, you can include LED. There's so many different ways to utilize that. This is strictly RDS. That's not dermaplaning. That's not adding exo. That's not channeling. You know, and I'm happy to help anybody, you know, come up with that.
But that's only like that's 1664 to me is a super conservative number, because if you have profit on 5 clients, that's on one treatment, right?
That's not a
So
series. That's not.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's not the second time they come back and spend the 250 again, and then they are like, wait a minute, I don't even want the kit this time.
Yeah. Let me buy
I
the.
want all the retail products, and then your profit just starts to go like this.
That's what I was seeing. That's why I was like, okay, we got to do a class on this because it's changing
Wow.
the game. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you're literally like you're getting $1,664 in profit off of 5 treatments on your treatment menu, and you're only working 5 hours. So 1664. Let's say you're working 6 hours to get that 1664. I'm going to divide that by 6. That's $277 an hour. Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah, I'm down to make that. Jen, you down to make 277 an hour?
she's there.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Tiff.
No. I mean, I can't charge the 325 plus the 85 in my area. I know lots of estheticians in other areas that do. So I just feel like the potential is really endless. And I'm only saying this because the results are driving this money. You know what I mean? Like if they weren't delivering results, like I wouldn't charge that. But I can charge that because you saw those before and afters. So it's a natural push for me.
Do you see what Luann just said? She said
No.
her RDS is 325,
Okay.
including the kit. So she includes the kit in that.
She's in
So
this column.
she's in that column. She's in the middle column. And then she said if they purchase a series of 3, it's $900 for 3 kits. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
You're doing it right,
And
Luann.
then Luann, they're coming back and they're buying all of the retail products collectively. Answer me in the chat. Go ahead.
Oh, you're asking. Okay. Yeah.
I'm asking her. Yes,
Yeah.
they are, she said. There you go.
Okay. Well, I want to put a little teaser out if I can. FACTORFIVE used to have these amazing bundles to really just help estheticians in their retail and their professional room. So those bundles could or could not be dropping maybe today. So
Oops.
even
Okay.
more things. So that's my little teaser.
Love that. Love that. What's next, boss?
We had
That's
one
all.
question come up in the Q&A. I know the chat's been busy. Kim asked, is the most concentrated amount of media in the serum if clients can only get one product? Love that question.
Yes, It's the first ingredient.
Okay,
No.
so the
Yes.
serum,
Yeah.
your go-to to get them.
And I want to correct myself. I didn't use the silk after my
PT
I
serum.
used this. Yeah, I used the serum.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Yeah. I remember us texting and you said, Barry,
Yeah.
you should have the silk too. Remember that text exchange?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Well,
Any more questions? No? Okay.
We
Okay,
did it.
what's next? There you go. Oh, so we
yeah,
got all the
you
information.
know,
Take a picture, you guys. Take a
yeah,
picture.
stay connected. We would love to have you. If you have any questions, if we can help you, we're always here to support you. You know, once, you know, we're not going to leave you. I'm here. Everybody's here. So that's all that
Amazing. Wow. I
So
love this.
fantastic. Wouldn't have expected anything less from the director of education, who also owns her own spa, who owns other businesses. I mean, she is a business savvy woman that has so much knowledge in the skincare space. So that combination is so valuable to the LNA audience, to the FACTORFIVE accounts. I mean, Tiffany, you bring so much to the table. So
Thank you.
we appreciate you being here so much and spending the little time that you have that's free with us. We appreciate it.
Thank
But
you.
not only that, like Tiffany is also highly respected in the professional industry. She was one of our top 10 estheticians to watch the beginning of last year. She's won multiple awards from the Skin Games, and she is someone that contributes to LNA on a regular basis. And she's been educating with other platforms as well. So we are so grateful to have you here to share that knowledge, because when it comes to brands sharing information, sometimes it's more theoretical, but this was really from an esthetician who was in the trenches, who did it
Mhm.
and who was successful at it and has a continually growing aesthetics practice on her own. So truly amazing. If we don't have any more questions, we've got a lot of feedback in the comments. Natasha, Karen, first initial M, Selena, all
Marissa.
of you, thank you so much. What'd you say?
Marissa, she gave us her name a few comments.
Oh, sorry, I missed it. Sorry,
Mhm.
Marissa, I missed that. I just want to thank you guys, everybody who chimed into the chat, who was asking questions. We love it so much because you guys bring an energy to the webinar. It gets us excited. It gets me, Jenny excited. Tiffany, it gives us more things to talk about. So we absolutely love that. Excuse me. If you registered for the webinar and attended, thank you. If you registered and are watching this on the replay, you are a very strong time manager, and we love that. But if you are one of the more than 8,000 people who have the lip gloss and aftershave mobile app, because you can get your education in the palm of your hand from your mobile device 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you are the best. We love you so much. So for Jenny, for Tiffany, and myself, I want to say thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. If you're on the app, keep scrolling, keep learning. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.